Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now, your #1 source for tips, tricks, and everything you need to know for Fantasy Premier League football. Today we're going to be going over some wildcard drafts for Game Week 9, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and smash 20 likes. Leave a comment, who are you thinking of bringing in and taking out this week? Subscribe if you're brand new. Let's get into the video. So, starting things off with these wildcard draft videos, what I usually do is show you 3 different drafts, all containing players that have got some really good fixtures coming up. And we're starting off with this draft here, which does not have Trent Alexander-Arnold, but at the same time, Liverpool's fixtures aren't really that good at the moment. Like, they've got United, Brighton, West Ham, Arsenal. It's not really until like the Southampton game you kind of want to bring in a lot more Liverpool assets, because there's just players that are going to get you more points because they have better fixtures at the moment. Now, I understand that having Trent is like non-negotiable for some people, which is fair enough. He's one of the best FPL assets, but at the moment with like Chelsea's fixtures, City's fixtures, there's just better options than him at the moment. So anyway, in net we have Foster and Ramsdale. Still wouldn't really change these at this point because Ramsdale's has Crystal Palace, Villa, Leicester, then Watford. Liverpool game isn't really something you want to be taking a look at, but then he's got Newcastle at home after that. So some pretty nice fixtures. And then Foster, again, a lot of people didn't know if he was going to be nailed after Ranieri came in, but he did play against Liverpool, conceded 5. But at the same time, I think Liverpool could have put 5 past most teams in the Premier League on that day. They were just in incredible form. Salah, Roberto Firmino, they were just playing incredible football. So I wouldn't really think it's too much Foster's fault. And he also made some good saves as well. Like, Salah could have also got a hat-trick, but Foster made some pretty good saves. So I think that Foster is still going to be their #1, whilst their actual #1 is injured for the next 3 to 4 months. Then looking at the back line, we have Livramento, who again I've just been talking wonders about for the past couple of game weeks. Burnley at home, Watford away, Aston Villa at home, Norwich away. Just 4 really good fixtures. He's played 90 minutes like every single game, pretty much, and he's only 4.2 mil or 4.3 mil at some point. You just got to have him in your team. He's just really nice bench fodder. And if you do have a player that just doesn't play for whatever reason, he'll come on, and with the fixtures that he's got coming up, will hopefully get you some more points. Cancelo at the back as well. Again, City's fixture is a little bit interesting now. If you missed the Burnley game and you're wanting to bring Cancelo in now, I wouldn't be against it because you still have Brighton and then Crystal Palace. But then after that, you have United, Everton, West Ham, which, I mean, the City should still hopefully get a couple of clean sheets in those games. But I don't know. Personally, there's just not that many other options that you would go with for this draft here apart from Cancelo. But if I was on my wild card, I don't know if I would personally bring him in until around game week 14, because then you've got Villa, Watford, Wolves. Like, they've got just incredible fixtures after that. But I mean, Cancelo, it's City, isn't it? It's the best defense in the league. So even at United away, I could see them keeping a clean sheet with how bad United are. Everton, I could see them keeping a clean sheet against. West Ham, I could see them keeping a clean sheet against. Like, there's not really a problem bringing him in, but it's up to you if you really want to. And this draft kind of doubles up on Chelsea defense as well. Now, I've gone with Azpilicueta and Chilwell, but I might do an updated Game Week 9 wildcard draft video at the end of the week as well, because we do have Champions League football. Of course, many injuries can occur during Champions League football, and also we want to see who plays during the Champions League games as well. Like, will Alonso play? Will Chilwell play? Because if Chilwell plays midweek, and then they've got Norwich at home, maybe Alonso comes in to play that. Rudiger might be back in the Champions League fixture, or might be back at the weekend for Norwich. Azpilicueta might play, Reece James might play. They've got so many good options at the back, which is why I'm a little bit worried. Like, if you're playing your wildcard this week, obviously hit the chip now, but just know that there might be injuries, there might be certain players playing different games and stuff, because Norwich at home is probably, well, it's the best fixture of the season. Tuchel knows he doesn't have to play his best team to get anything from that game, so yeah, he could play. He might even bench Lukaku. Like, you don't know. Like, it just depends what he's feeling. Now, Dyer is in this team as well. So with this draft, I would bench him for the next 3 game weeks, but then you have Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, and Norwich, Brighton, and Leicester, which are all really nice fixtures, and you can just bench him until those game weeks happen. Like, you can play Chilwell, Azpilicueta, Cancelo, or even Livramento if you wanted to, until Dyer's fixtures get better. The main reason that he's in this team is just you don't have to play him for these fixtures, because you have other options. And then maybe like if City's fixtures get a little bit worse, or Chelsea's do, like you have some really nice fixtures with Dyer, who seems to be nailed. He's played every single game, did score a fantastic own goal at Newcastle. But yeah, I mean, I'd still put him in. You could go with Reguilon as well, but Dyer's obviously a little bit cheaper. Coming in midfield, we have Rafinha, Salah, and Mbeumo. I keep getting that name wrong. Sissoko and Foden. Foden has actually had a price rise up to 8 mil now. Again, same as Cancelo. He isn't 100% nailed. Well, Cancelo, well, I mean, no one in City is like 100% nailed, apart from like maybe Edison, because even Diaz didn't play at the weekend, which everybody was confused about. So yeah, I mean, Foden looks pretty nailed at the moment though, but again, their fixtures do get a little bit worse after game week 11 and then up until like game week 14. So I like Foden though. I think he's a really good player. Of course, I think he's going to be one of England's best players in the future, or even if now. But yeah, with Pep Roulette, it is what it is. And again, we've got Mbeumo in here because after the Leicester game, they've got Burnley, Norwich, Newcastle. Like, I would love to bring in a couple of Brentford players for like these fixtures here, because that's just three really nice fixtures. Like Burnley, Norwich, and Newcastle, three of the worst teams in the league at the moment. In fact, I think it's the bottom three, isn't it? I think. So yeah, you want to be targeting those fixtures, especially like with how unlucky he was against Chelsea as well. Like Brentford was so unlucky, but he hit the post twice. I mean, if you own this guy, then I mean, and you watch the Chelsea game, I feel for you. I really feel for you. Salah, we don't need to talk about. It's just the GOAT. Rafinha as well. A lot of people were taking him out, and I don't know why. Like, he only didn't play because he literally played the Brazil game like 34 hours before Leeds took on Southampton. So I don't know why you take him out, especially with Wolves and Norwich coming up. Like, Rafinha is just a player that you can just... I think he's a season-long hold. Like, I think even if their fixtures go bad, like, he can still score. You know, Rafinha is a really good player. He's in mad form at the moment. He scored 2 and assisted 2 for Brazil, I think, during the international break. So, I don't know why you wouldn't have him personally, but I really like him. Up front, we have Vardy, Hwang, and Lukaku. Now, again, Lukaku is there just because of these fixtures. And then what I would do with this is I would probably bring in Kane around game week 12, because obviously that's when Spurs fixtures get really good with Leeds, Burnley, Brentford, Norwich, because Lukaku's been an interesting one at the moment. Like, I would like to get rid of him at this point, but I'm not going to get rid of him when he's got Norwich at home and then Newcastle, then Burnley. But he's blanked in like the last 4 game weeks. He has scored goals, but they've all been offside. It's just really annoying owning Lukaku at the moment. But I mean, you could downgrade to Vardy if you want, but are you really going to downgrade to Vardy when they've got Norwich, Newcastle, and Burnley? Like, I don't think Lukaku will play midweek either. He did get subbed early, but I think that was just because of match fitness. So yeah, I think that I just can't. I can't back the idea that like getting rid of Lukaku before Norwich at home, Burnley and Newcastle is a good idea. Hwang, of course, started, played nearly 90 minutes, I think. Looked pretty nailed. I know Jimenez didn't play, but even when Jimenez does play, I think Hwang will still keep his spot. Wolves fixture is a little bit interesting at the moment. They've got Leeds, Everton, then Crystal Palace, then West Ham, Norwich, and Burnley, but then Liverpool, City, Brighton, Chelsea. Like, you're obviously going to be getting rid of him around here, but at the moment, I think he's a nice little option, and I think he will score a few goals. And then Jamie Vardy as well. I mean, I've been talking about Jamie Vardy since like I started this channel, and I don't know why I didn't bring him in, because every time I spoke about him, he bloody went and scored. And yeah, they've got some nice fixtures. Like, Brentford away is a tough fixture. But then he's Arsenal, like, he always scores against Arsenal. And then Leeds away. Chelsea's an interesting game, but then you have him for Watford, Southampton, Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham. So whether you bring him in or not, I mean, I personally would like to, instead of Antonio getting 1 point again. Antonio, he either scores and gets like a massive haul, or he gets a yellow card and gets a point, and it's just so annoying for Antonio owners. But that is the first draft. This is going to be a long video, by the way, because we're 9 minutes in and I've only gone over the first draft. This is the next draft. So Foster in goal, we've already spoken about him. Raya, though, is an option for this draft. Again, you could go Sanchez, Raya, or Ramsdale, but I just really like Raya's fixtures coming up. Like, Leicester at home is not the best one, especially if you're a Jamie Vardy owner. But then Burnley, Norwich, Newcastle, Everton, Tottenham, Leeds, Watford, United, Southampton. Like, I could see Brentford keeping a clean sheet against United. I honestly could. If things don't change and United keep playing how they are at the moment, I could see Brentford keeping a clean sheet there. This draft has Trent Alexander-Arnold, Chilwell, and Azpilicueta. So there's no Cancelo in this draft, just simply because, as I've already said, like, their fixtures are good for the next couple, but then they're a little bit bad for the next 3, but then after that they're really good. So maybe you could bring in Cancelo for like Azpilicueta or something down the line. Livramento's in this draft as well. Again, with the Chelsea defenders, if you are on your wild card. If you're not on your wild card, don't make any transfers. My lord, just don't do it, because Champions League can really mess you up. You don't want to bring in someone like Chilwell and then he plays 90 in the Champions League, because then Alonso's probably going to play 90 minutes at home to Norwich, because Norwich is an easy win, especially at Stamford Bridge. Like, he's going to rest Chilwell in that game because he just doesn't need to play him, because they're going to win that game. So yeah, if Alonso plays in the Champions League, fair play, bring Chilwell in. But if Chilwell plays in the Champions League, I would be very doubtful that he will also play at home to Norwich when they've got someone like Alonso on the bench, who isn't even having a bad season. It's just Chilwell's also having a very good season. And then obviously we've got Trent. Again, their fixtures are just a little bit over the place. United, Brighton, West Ham, Arsenal, Southampton, Everton, Wolves. I mean, I personally will probably bring Trent back in around game week 13 and target these fixtures here. But that's just me and my team. The midfield's pretty much the same, but we're bringing in Bernardo now. Bernardo literally starting most games, by the way. I don't think he didn't play against Tottenham, but he's played every other fixture so far this season. And I don't know why people aren't really talking about him that much. Like, he's a City asset that seems to keep starting, especially with the likes of Torres out. Gundogan, I think he's back now, actually. But yeah, I mean, he seems to be pretty nailed at the moment, and of course did just get an 11-point haul as well at the weekend. So yeah, I think he's a nice little option, a little bit knee-jerky, but at the same time, he's playing pretty much every single game. You've also got Sonny in this draft as well. Again, their next 3 fixtures aren't that good: West Ham, United, Everton, but you really want a Tottenham player to target these fixtures 100%. And again, I'm probably going to bring Kane in. I'm going to get rid of Lukaku and bring Kane in for game week 12 because the fixture swing is just really good. And then up front, we have Hwang again, Lukaku, and then Tony. So Tony is a player that I'm really looking forward to bringing in as well. I'm not going to bring him in this week because I'm bringing Vardy in most likely. I'll go over all that in my team selection video. But yeah, I just really want Tony for these fixtures. Tony is on pens as well, and he's just a really good player. Was really unlucky against Chelsea as well. He probably could have scored a couple there. So yeah, that is the second draft. Finishing things off with the third draft, we have Ramsdale in net this time. I'm not going to put Sanchez in net because I think their next 2 fixtures are like City and then Liverpool, so you don't really want to be bringing that in on your wild card. At the back, we've got Dyer again. This is quite similar to the first draft, to be fair. It's just the up front, which is a little bit different, in the midfield. But yeah, Dyer, I've already been over that. You can just bench him for a bit. Azpilicueta, Chilwell, Cancelo. Again, if Rudiger's back, I would probably go with Rudiger over... I would probably go with Rudiger over Azpilicueta just because Reece James is back now. So Reece James could be fine Azpilicueta for that right wing back spot, right back spot. Especially if Rudiger's back as well. Because if Rudiger's back, Azpilicueta won't really probably go into centre back. He will just stay on the right. So yeah, Rudiger is the nailed one, which is obviously what you want in Chelsea defence, whereas no one else really is nailed. We've been over the defence though. Midfield, again, Wembo is in. We're bringing in Zaha on this, and I'll tell you why though, because Zaha is on penalties. They've got a tough fixture against Arsenal, but that's tonight anyway, so that doesn't even matter. So as long as he doesn't get injured. But then they've got Newcastle at home, which is, again, right now, one of the best fixtures you can have so far this season. Newcastle just aren't with it at the moment. They then have City away, which is an interesting one, but I guess you could just bench him and play like Livramento or something. And then he's got Wolves, Burnley, Villa, Leeds, Man United, Everton, Southampton. They've got a really good fixture run coming up, and it finishes off with Norwich at home. So he's literally a hold from like game week 9 onwards. Like really nice fixture run for Zaha. Like I said, Crystal Palace are playing good football at the moment. He's on penalties. He's only 7 mil. He's very low owned. I just think he's a nice little differential with some really good fixtures. And again, if you do get a cheeky little penalty here or there, you know, Bob's your uncle is great. Tony, Vardy, Lukaku, we've already been over. But yeah, if I was on my wildcard this week, I think my favourite draft would probably be... I quite like this draft, to be fair, because you have Son there ready for the good fixtures. You have really nice defence there at the back with Trent, Azpilicueta, Chilwell. You got a really nice up front as well. Tony's got some nice fixtures coming up. Hwang's obviously got good fixtures coming up. And then Lukaku as well. The only problem with this one is you probably can't really bring Kane in unless you downgrade Son into like a Greenwood or something, or a Rashford, and then you bring in Kane with the extra money, because Kane isn't that much more expensive than Lukaku. I could see Kane getting a price rise just because he got a goal and assist, but yeah, at the same time, maybe this draft, I don't know. But yeah, they're all, I think, decent drafts that, you know, they've got the players in that you want. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 20 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment. Are you playing your wild card this week? Who you're thinking of bringing in? Who you're thinking of taking out? Subscribe if you're brand new. Thank you so much for 200 subs, by the way. It's just a madness. Let's try and hit 215 by game week 10. I think we can do it. But yeah, that's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.